Look at what we have here, the all-new 2024 Toyota GR Corolla. This Corolla comes with a 1.6 3-cylinder turbo. That's right, you heard that correctly, 3-cylinder, producing a whopping 300 horsepower, 273 foot-pound of torque, 6-speed manual transmission, GR4 all-wheel drive system, with the suspension of McPherson type front strut, double wishbone type multi-link rear suspension, 18-inch gloss black 15-spoke alloy wheels, 235/40 R18 Michelin Pilot Sport tires. For the front, 14-inch 4-piston front disc brakes. As far as the rear, a little smaller, 11.7-inch 2-piston rear disc brakes. For the safety and convenience, Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure alert with steering assist, lane tracing assist, automatic high beams, road sign assist. For the exterior, matte black front grille with GR badge, rear bumper with functional vents, gloss black front fender vents with GR badge, white front fenders, triple exhaust with stainless steel tips, auto on-off LED with headlamps and LED daytime running lights, LED tail lights. For the interior, 12.3-inch multi-information display, 8-inch Toyota audio multimedia with 6 speakers, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, fabric sports seats with GR headrest, 60/40 split fold-down rear seats, GR engine start-stop button, GR leather trim steering wheel, and a front and rear Torsen limited slip differential with red painted calipers and GR logo. Now that I'm done reading the vehicle built for you guys for this particular model, let's take a closer look at things, starting with the engine bay. All right, let's take a look inside the engine bay, starting with the cover. I think they did a pretty good job designing it. As you can see, 3 bars coming down for 3 cylinders. Flip it over. I think they did a pretty good job instead of keeping it like the traditional black like you would see in the other hatchback Corollas and the regular 4-door sedan style ones. This one, they kind of gives it a nice sporty look to it. So far so good. And we look down inside the engine compartment and we see like most of the design is, you can see, you could tell it's Toyota. It takes 0-20 oil. And just looking at the design of everything here, the way it's laid out, 3 cylinders, as we mentioned earlier, and they produce a lot. Here's your second coil, third one. This engine with the turbo produces a whopping 300 horsepower. And remember, 273 foot-pound of torque. So with the advancement of modern technology, they're able to get a lot out of this small engine. Because it's a hatchback, a small little Corolla, it's not really too heavy. So they're able to get a lot of power output from it in such a compact car. We look down, we can see your throttle body there, right next to the alternator. And just looking at the design, even the engine harness layout, everything just tells you is made, by Toyota. It doesn't share any parts with anything else. Even down here, if you want to change the water pump, alternator, drive belt, you have plenty of room to access the tensioner. We look down inside, we can see our ABS pump. I think if you just remove that cowl panel and the wiper blade assembly, you might be able to get access there, and it will expose everything behind the engine. So the whole layout is like DIY friendly, in my opinion. It's your high pressure fuel pump right on top of the plastic valve covers. We haven't seen any issues with the plastic valve covers either. No leaks. So far, they've been sealing pretty good. You got your pressure line coming from the fuel pump. In this design, they had it for a while where it tees off to the low pressure fuel injectors, and then it tees off to the high pressure pump. And then the high pressure pump builds the pressure and feeds the high pressure injectors. Like I said, that system Toyota been using for a while now, nothing new. But it's crazy how they're able to get so much power out of a 3-cylinder engine. One of the first in US, at least by Toyota. And as far as the air filter, they keep it simple. No crazy Torx bit is required. No 10mm bolt. They kept it simple with some clips. Easy access to the air filter box makes it easy for aftermarket customization if a customer want. Because the battery is in the trunk, they give you a nice little jump post here. where you can jump the car if you need to, which I find pretty convenient. So you don't have to get in the battery. You don't have to get in the trunk every time you need a jump. So far, so good. And the fuse block, nothing out of the ordinary. A standardized fuse block with all your fuses and some extra ones. So far, so good inside the engine bay. Now let's lift the vehicle up and let's take a look underneath. Let's make our way underneath now. And one of the first things that pops out right away is the beautiful calipers. 4 pistons, like we mentioned earlier, 14-inch rotors in the front. Now it's got this bracket here that kind of helps connect these calipers. Now I wonder if Toyota is using another manufacturer's calipers or they're manufacturing this one themselves. But it looks nice, guys. Take a look from the outside. The paint is nice. There's no orange peels on it. Beautiful. I love the contrast between the black alloy wheels. Now underneath, there's nothing really too special, but the way the vehicle handles and brakes, there's a big noticeable difference between the GR Corolla and then the regular standardized hatchback Corolla you will find. I like how underneath is nice and leveled, so even if you wanted to lower it a little bit more, nothing will get caught. You don't have to worry about any speed bumps. I think they did a nice design. Right up above the subframe, you see the turbo. And right to the left, you can see the drive shaft because you know this is an all-wheel drive. Not something you see too common in the Corollas either. All-wheel drive system. Got the drive shaft going all the way down to the rear differential. Here's the rear suspension, and this is the rear caliper system in the back. 11.7 inch rotors, 2 piston calipers. And I like how they didn't just have it in the front where you have a nice set of calipers. They kind of did this all the way around, which I think is a nice touch. They did not cut corners on this one at all. Of course, you got drive shafts going down the rear. Here's your toe adjustment for the rear toe if you need an alignment. Here is your LSD rear differential. Like I said, I think they did a nice job. You could tell just by the design, everything screams and says Toyota. Subframe, like everything is easy to work on. Even if you wanted to modify the suspension at home, I feel like they make it easier for the consumer who may be interested in doing so. Stainless steel exhaust, 3 of them, of course. You got this actuator motor right here that can control the plate in the center, which I think is a nice touch as well. That plate can open and close, whether to let the exhaust pass through the center one or just let it continue at the 2 outer ones. Nice little touch you don't see in the regular hatchback Corolla. So far, so good, guys. This thing is really nice. Here's an outside view of the front rotors. Now let's make our way and take a look inside the interior. Here we have the 12.3-inch multi-information display, 8-inch Toyota audio multimedia with 6 speakers, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto compatibility. As far as the interior design goes, I feel like Toyota did a good job with this one. Here you have a fast adaptive charging port and a cigarette outlet right there. Got a nice little mat. I feel like they did a good job with the center console for what you need this car for. I love their emergency brake. They didn't use no electric parking brake calipers. They kept it traditional. Cup holder is not the biggest, but I'm sure it can hold a bottle of Pepsi or Coke. Now you got a front and rear knob right here that can control. Because it's an all-wheel drive system, as I move that knob, if you look on the combination meter, you can see where it says GR4, 60/40, and as I'm switching it 30/70, that lets you choose how much power goes to the front drive wheels and then the rear drive wheels. So you can choose for 50/50, 30% for the front, 70% for the rear, or vice versa. Here you can control the drive mode, change from sport mode, eco mode. The multi-information display kind of gives you a lot of controls and lets you see a lot of things and customize a lot of things as well. It takes a while to kind of navigate around and get used to, but there's a lot of information. tire pressure, temperature, and boost pressure from the turbos. Turbo, I should say. It's only one. But it's a nice information display. All the information you need about the car is displayed right there. AC system is pretty much the same in the regular hatchback Corolla. They didn't really change this much. It's not dual AC, just one. At least you do have automatic AC. 6-speed manual clutch. I like how they didn't cheat on the clutch pedals either, because this is a base model, but they hooked it up. The shift knob feels really good. It feels almost like the FRS, but when you drive this thing, the way it engages is a lot more smoother than the FRS. As we take a look at the rear passenger seats, there's not really much room there, but this car wasn't made to do Uber or carry passengers. You can still fit a child seat back there, but grown passenger adults is going to be a tight fit. Got a nice little cup holder right here. This is the 60/40 folding rear seat we mentioned earlier. Nice little setup. Now let's make our way to the back. The back storage is pretty decent. I mean, you're not buying this thing to put luggage and carry passengers, right? Now, as I mentioned earlier, the battery is in the back. But even without removing the tray, you could still jump if you need to. They give you little access cutouts where you can get some battery cables in there. And to remove the battery is easy too. As you can see, that styrofoam material that I just removed comes off easy. It's not clamped down with anything. No spare tire, as you can see. I think they did this by design for weight reduction. Because let's be honest, you're buying this thing for speed. You're not buying this thing to carry luggage and a family out to Disney. It's got a nice little covered thing here to kind of hide your valuables, I guess. And it's nice if you want to attach it back, you can, and then just connect the strings to the side of the rear hatch. And then as you open it, it will just kind of expose whatever you have underneath. All right, that's all there is to it, guys. Now that you've seen the inside and out of this GR Corolla, it's going for a whopping $38,775. Honestly, I don't think it's a bad price. In my opinion, I think Toyota did a great job for a base model. I think it's priced right. Let me know what you guys think. Are the dealers in your area marking them up? Are they adding another $10,000, $15,000 onto them? Let me know how much below. If you guys found this video informative, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching.